All right, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are at here for us in the casting booth. This is going to be evening, but welcome back to the final matchup here for the Resurrection Cup semifinals. I know we just had the finals showcase a little bit earlier today, but yeah, just one more matchup here for the semis that we do have to get through. And also, it's going to be a bit of a banger, all right? This is going to be a winner's bracket matchup between what is essentially a grudge match from OWC in the last year here between United States, basically 5 United States OWC players versus 5 Australian OWC players. Some heavy hitters here in this match, and honestly, the fact that they're meeting in the semifinals is kind of crazy because this should be a banger. My name is Liliana. Joining me in the casting booth today is going to be Aquatic. How are we doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic, Liliana. I'm super excited for this matchup. This is one hell of a grudge matchup, and both of these teams have been performing incredibly well throughout the entire tournament. I mean, just look at the rosters on each of these teams, right? Like, even though we're looking at a seed 1 versus seed 4 situation here, I could honestly say this match could go either way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, of course, like you've got, the elephant in the room, Emrek, number 1 player for such a long time, genuinely probably just the best tournament player, period, full stop, right now, like in the world. It's hard to argue otherwise. And then, of course, like Secret Box, it has been a key staple for Australian tournament scene for quite a long time, much longer than Emrek, I do believe. And then you've got Treyarch, Zentex, Poyuto for their team. Like these are such strong players. I feel like it would do injustice to not have try to give each of them their own time here to talk about them. But given the nature of this tournament, we do kind of have to go through things just a little bit quicker because we don't get that much time before the maps actually start here. Over on the other side, yeah, you've got Emrek on the Australian team, but here for the American team, you've got Rectigon, who is widely considered to be probably the best North American / American player, full stop, in tournament scene, and is arguably one of the best tournament players in general as well. And you've got players like Taquito, who is also in contention for some of those, who's the best in North America, who's the best in the Americas. Taquito is another name that comes up. Ethan Tricks, of course, Decaton, and Window Life. It's going to be rounding out that team. But hey, look at this. Talk too much, and we do finally start to get into the picks and bans here. So we are going to start this underway very shortly here.
Yep, the Australian roster is going to go for a second ban. The United States are going to go for that first ban. Let's see what they go for. Liliana, do you have any predictions for skill set base for these two teams?
I'm expecting probably like a DT3 ban from one of the teams, just simply because it's kind of one of the freer picks in the pool, honestly, especially for these teams, and it is kind of boring. Outside of DT3, you could see probably some just general dislike map bans more than anything, because these are two teams that can kind of play everything. Now, we have kind of talked about how these are all OWC players for their respective countries. However, given the nature that it is only 5 players per team, you can't fit the whole OWC roster on the team, which means you're going to be cutting a few players who would be key to some skill sets. And for Iris here, for Slushy, which is the American lineup, you do see cuts on some of the more gimmick forward players, despite still having Ethan Tricks and Taquito, who can do some nasty work on the gimmicks. I would probably expect something like a hidden 2 ban from them, potentially.
Very interesting. But right off the bat, we see that Nomad 2 ban coming out right away. Once again, going for a similar skill set as DT3, Stamina, getting that out of here. Noma 2 is known for being a lot more flow aim centric as well compared to just DT3's pure stamina, and I think Iris just looks to be a little less comfortable on that skill set compared to the Australian roster on Rose's side.
Yeah, it's hard to say as well, because given how this tournament works with the ban phase, yes, there are 2 bans per team, and there's that hidden 2 ban. Actually, I was expecting that ban to come from Iris, but maybe Rose is a little bit more skeptical of it. But I was gonna say, given the nature of how this tournament works, despite there being 2 bans, we only get 1 ban per team to start the match off. And then we play 4 maps, so 2 picks each, and then we ban another map. And so because of that, the first ban is the most important one. Yes, it might be, like, oh, you want to ban Nomad 2 and you want to ban DT3. Well, you can only ban one immediately, so if the other team picks the one that you wanted to ban as well, they just get to pick it. That's kind of just how it goes. So what's the worst of the 2 evils here? The Nomad 2, I don't know if it's necessarily that Iris can't play it. I do think that they actually can probably just do quite well on that. However, I think it's more so just respecting the tapping lineup on Rose. You've got Secret Box, Emrek, Treyarch. Like, these guys are just gonna tap.
Yeah, these are some of the greatest tapping players of our generation, really. The Noma 2 is certainly a respect pick, but then again, that does leave that DT3 open for if Rose here wishes to exploit that. And we do immediately see that DT3 come out. Very similar skill set compared to the Noma 2 at a similar BPM as well. A little bit higher than the Noma 2, sitting at 230 rather than just flat 200. But that should not be catching any of these players off guard too much.
Yeah, I think notably the difference between this map and the Nomad 2, of course you mentioned it, like the BPM difference, but the Nomad 2 has a lot of like longer streams, and it does have a more like changes to the flow, like XL decel things happening, but also it's got a lot of downtime between those long streams, and so this DT3 is basically just mega stamina. It's just a lot of long streams in this one, so there is some rhyme to the reason here, I feel like, for Slushy leaving that open, because like they can still tap it, but maybe the aim elements of the Nomad 2 is more so the reason why they wanted to get rid of that one specifically.
Yeah, Nomad 2 also has that element of like extremely spaced flowing. That kind of stuff is very much Emrek and a Secret Box favored, and it's also incredibly easy to miss on. Iris could be looking to get rid of that inconsistency. Maybe they're just more a lot less consistent on those flowing patterns, and something like DT3 where it's just pure stamina and less requiring of that flowing is better for them in terms of consistency, and they could possibly edge out a win. But of course, this is going to be Rose's pick. This is going to favor them. It is their first pick. Most likely the strongest pick, given that we have a second ban phase. And let's see how each of these teams play.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is like just the kind of thing that like the players that play this map, I imagine it's just going to be Secret Box, Emrek, and Treyarch and lobby here for them. But like this is just the kind of thing where you look at the map and you're like, yeah, they're going to 3-way FC that. Oh, actually, gonna be Zentex over Treyarch here. But yeah, like that's the thing here. It's like it's 3v3, and when you've got teams as stacked as these, you do actually sometimes run into this issue of like, well, who's actually going to be playing? Of course, I think we know Emrek is going to basically perma lobby. I don't think there's ever a time where Emrek exits the lobby here. Secret Box
Yeah.
also most likely going to be perma-lobbing. There will be times I think Secret Box might step out for some other players here, but yeah, that third player is going to be Syntax here for Rose, and for the side of Iris, Taquito, Window Life, Decaton. Your expected tapping lineup. You could have maybe slotted Rectigon in, but stamina does come into play, and I think at this BPM it might have been an issue.
Yeah, but right off the bat, we see an early miss come out from Window Life. That is going to give the advantage to Rose early. Still holding a three-way FC, but we haven't even reached our first key eye yet. To no drops other than Window Life come out through from the entire lobby. Still holding that five-way.
Look at these accuracies too as well. Nobody's really dropped too far down. That just kind of goes to show the skill of these players right now. Everybody's pretty locked in, just a slight miss early on from Window Life, but as I say that, more misses coming through here.
Yeah, the Codename finding another miss. This map is going to come at a drain length of 3 minutes, almost flat, just over 3 minutes. So these misses somewhat early is hopefully not going to matter too much, but of course these mistakes does mean that Iris is going to need the Australian roster here to find some sort of mistake to have any chance of coming back. Already the score lead is going to go to almost 200k, going past that 200k mark for the Australian rosters here. 3 1k combos already, and Decaden finding another miss is going to put another nail in their coffin.
Yeah, I mean, these misses coming through here on the side of Iris are definitely hurting them quite a bit. Nobody missing on that pattern right before the pause, and I think Rose do see the scoreline. I know a lot of these players do actually tend to play with the scoreboard on during the maps, so they kind of already knew that they were pulling away with this one, probably. But yeah, right now, if Iris wants a chance back into this one on Rose's pick, they need misses from Rose, and that's a hard thing to ask from these players.
Yeah, especially if you just look at the accuracy department, Emrek and Secret Box both holding well above 99% accuracy, and Zintex not far behind at 98. While you look at the side of the United States rosters, of course, just ignoring the combo department, Taquito, the only FC left on their side, is all the way down to 96%, and Window Life now recovering back to 99, but still having that combo disadvantage is just not going to look great for them. And as the map is closing out now, 500k advantage, Zintex finally finding that miss, but I don't think there is enough time to come back here, Liliana.
Yeah, it's too little too late, Aquatic. Unfortunately, that miss does come through for Zintex, but the damage has been done. 550,000 points is like a lot, even at like a third of the way through the map. 550,000 points is almost not comebackable, given the combos that we have here on Iris. An unfortunate miss from Taquito on the end, but just look at these scores across the board. 4 players peaking over 1 million here, despite nobody FCing on Iris. 2 of them 1.04 and 1.09 million for Window Life and Taquito, and Secret Box and Emrek, of course, FCing because why not? And just the few misses from Zintex, these team scores are kind of crazy. If Iris is playing any other team, that score just completely dominates most of the time. But when you're against the powerhouses of the players here on this 37AMCLOVERS team, like, that's just gonna happen 9 times out of 10, maybe even like 10 times out of 10.
But what can you do when they just hold a triple FC throughout most of that map, right? But of course, yeah. Iris is able to respond now. HD2 ban coming out from 37AMCLOVERS earlier. We could see a gimmick pick from Iris here. There's the No Mod 4, No Mod 5, both gimmicky No Mod maps, as well as the Free Mod 2 kind of anti-mod just sitting there.
Yeah, I'm expecting either free mods or hard rocks here for this Iris team, depending actually, because there is the question of, well, why didn't Rectigon play that map? Because I do feel like Rectigon would have actually just been in for that. The question now is Rectigon online, and is Rectigon available to play? And if not, then you don't go into the hard rocks. You probably don't go into the pre-mods is going to be that Hidden 3. It's going to be a custom from a different tournament that is happening at the exact same time as this one for what is AIDS 3, American Intermediate Dual Showdown. And it was a no mod 4 for that tournament, but here with the Hidden, I mean, it's like the difficulty just gets pumped up to 11. This is a slider tech map. There's a lot going on with this one, a lot of control required, both in the finger control department. There's some like 1/6 patterns that turn into the 1/4, and vice versa. And so it is just a lot of requirements here for these players. And I do think that this is a great pick for Iris, regardless of whether or not Rectigon is in the lobby.
Yep, this is your No Mod 4, not in the No Mod 4 pick. No Mod 4 was replaced with a gimmick map in this pool, and there's a lot more tech in the rest of the pool, and this is one of those picks. It's going to feature a lot of those high slider velocity alt tech elements. It's just going to be your typical mix tech control skill set map. String length relatively low for this pool at just over 2 minutes, and the BPM at a very comfortable 150.
Yeah, I mean, comfort is a lower BPM, a little bit more accessibility, but still, I mean, this map is not easy. This map is so hard. And it is going to come down to who can combo more, who gets the less amount of slider breaks, because like there's so many sliders that just the slightest miss aim and you're just not gonna be keeping your combo more than 400. So I mean, for players of this caliber, I do expect the scores to get decently high. However, are we gonna see like a 3-way FC almost like we did from, you know, these two teams on the previous map? Probably not.
Yeah, despite how difficult this map can get, being a Vox Tech map and all, the players in this lobby should just be still very comfortable on maps of this difficulty. We'll see how they actually do as we get right into this HD3.
Yeah, slow start on this one. I think the difficulty kind of ramps up here after about like 30 seconds of intro, but you can kind of already tell what it's about here. You've got a lot of these sliders that you have to follow on top of a couple of like burst sliders, if that makes any sense, leading into them. So yeah, do expect the difficulty to ramp up very shortly here.
First miss comes out from Puyo2, still holding a 5 with the rest of the lobby. No misses to match. Early advantage is going to go over to the side of the Americans. A 20k score lead and rising. Puyo2 finding another miss, traded out by the Codename though. Early lead is going to start dwindling as accuracy department is going to favor the side of the Australians. Emmerich and a secret box holding on to that high 98%, while the Codename finds another miss. Puyo2 finds another miss as well. 15k to the side of the Australians now, flipping around, but still 2 FCs to 2. It can go any way so far. We're already closing in on the halfway point of this map. The scoreboard is flying back and forth. It's going to come down to which one of these 4 FCs is going to drop first as we get right into this next key eye coming up.
That was the calm before the storm here. Aquatic, this key eye is going to be even harder, and that's going to be a miss from Emmerich. Aquatic, look at that.
Yeah, you said it. Emmerich is the first one to fall, to everyone's surprise. Taquito trades it though, but the score lead is going to the side of the Americans. The Codename finding a miss, and Puyo2, the 100 combo recovery, is now going to do some work. It's only Eccentrics holding on in the lobby left as a secret box finds that miss. There's no more FCs to match on the side of the Australian roster, and Eccentrics is just going to take the score lead all the way to 150k almost at the end of this HD3, or a first point.
I mean, goodness, here I am talking about the difficulty of the map and like, yeah, we're not gonna see people get close to FCs on this, and then you just like Eccentrics FC, Secret Box near FC, MREC, 1x slider break, almost FC, it's Taquito as well. It's just like, man, every day I'm just more and more impressed by top players, and every day it makes me feel a little bit worse about my own gameplay, but it is just a treat getting to see this. Iris going to be answering back with a point of their own, and now I do expect some more mechanics abuse here from the side of 37AMC lovers. Did they actually already do a pick? I saw the change on the mods and the map, but yeah, not sure exactly what's happening here, but either way, I'm expecting more mechanics from them, and yeah, DT2. Okay, so exactly what I was thinking here. This is going to be burst mechanics. 300 BPM. Bursts don't get too long. I think it's like about 10 notes max. But it's still 300 BPM bursts, and so like it is very easy to make mistakes on something like this. Although, you know, I've said that previously about the Hidden 3. I think I definitely stand to be proven wrong again, especially by these players who are just so incredibly talented. But yeah, this should be a great pick for 37 Clovers.
Yep, 37 Clovers is just looking to abuse that mechanics skill cap that they have. Like, after all, you do have Emrek on your team, the best player in the game. Mechanics is obviously going to be one of your team's stronger skill sets, and DT2 being at 300 BPM means that it is no slouch. It's a lot less stamina draining than something like the DT3 that we saw earlier, but just if we just look at the DT3, it looks like the Australian roster here just feels so much more comfortable. Overall, much higher accuracies, a lot more consistent combos throughout the entire map. When you get to these higher BPMs, it typically requires a lot more of that consistency, and 37AMC lovers is just demonstrating that with this pick.
Yeah, question stands here though, Aquatic. If Emrek's not, or excuse me, not Emrek. If Rectigon's not in the lobby for this map, then I do fear that Iris is definitely missing him. Whether or not he'll be able to join in later, that is a question to be had, but we'll get to see very quickly here for this Iris team. On the second pick for Rose, and still no Rectigon. So yeah, this is a little bit concerning for Iris. Doesn't necessarily mean that their chances of winning are completely zero, but it does hurt their team quite a bit because that is a key player.
Yep, certainly so, but we do see Taquito, Window Life, and Decadent coming in. Window Life once again finding an early miss at the very beginning of the map. This map is going to have a little bit of a less drain time compared to that DT2, so these early misses, DT3, these early misses are going to matter a bit more. Window Life dropping yet another bit of combo. A Secret Box, Emrek, and Zintex still holding on to their FCs. Taquito also dropping. Decadent being the last player to hold on the side of Iris. Emrek finding a miss, but it's still 2 FCs, 2-1 with accuracy advantage as well for the side of 37 AMC Clovers.
Yeah, I still don't know how to pronounce that name. Nobody has told me. I've heard it many different ways. I'm just used to calling them by their Res Cup given name, whether that's Rose or Iris. So yeah, still combos standing on 2 of their players versus just a single full combo on Iris, and that's the bigger burst of the map, but nobody breaks on it. Just a couple of backdrops.
Yep. A Secret Box still holding on to that FC despite the lower accuracies. Decadent still matching with Zintex. The score lead is going to favor the side of Rose just based off of the double FC versus 1 FC and 1 recovery. Window Left finding yet another miss and not traded out by anyone on the side of Rose, and as Taquito finds another miss on that long stream, I think that might be it. If there's no more drops in the next 10-ish seconds for the side of Rose, it should be locked. But Zintex finds that miss. It is only a Secret Box left, and it is 1 FC to 1.
Better recovery on Emrek though. Nobody's quite matching that, and now with that miss from Decatur, I mean, if it wasn't already sealed here, yeah, Secret Fox just found it break as well. That's the last FC gone, but yeah, Aquatic. I mean, this was Rose's pick, and like this is what you kind of expect them to do. Actually, I feel like this is a bit of an underperformance, if anything, just a bit from them. You know, and calling their team score of 2.4 million an underperformance, it sounds disrespectful, but like yeah. these are such crazy strong players. So you know, unfortunate that nobody got the FC there, but the map is hard, man. The map is quite difficult, and to just sit here and be like, oh yeah, they should all FC, like, no, not really. But that is going to be 2 points on the board here for Rose.
Almost 3,800k scores for the Australian rosters here. I mean, they're just so much more comfortable and confident on these control picks. What can I say? Iris is going to respond with a pick now. Seems our ref is excited to see an HD1, and that is going to be the pick. We just missed it in the chat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do get to see some more hidden here, and I do think that this is just the correct pick strategy, especially if Rectigon is still not available to play. Whether or not he'll be able to play, Slushy does have quite a strong hidden lineup, and we did see them win out on that hidden 3, albeit it was a scarier one, but I think you got to stick to your guns here, and the lineup of Taquito and Ethan Tricks plus one Decatur is such a strong hidden lineup for this Iris team. Still though, you know, this is a different style of map from that hidden 3. This is much more flowy on this one than that hidden 3 was, and so, you know, anything could happen here, but there's a lot of rhythm also happening as well. Lots and lots of finger control to be had, so a lot of backdrops also is going to be a concern.
Yeah, I believe this map does feature a lot of those light tech elements, along with the flow aim that you've mentioned previously, Liana. And it's obviously a very different of a map compared to the HD3 that we saw earlier. I would say this is going to be a skill set that probably is a bit better for Rose, and especially if we look at just how close HD3 really was. If it wasn't for Ethan Trick's hold on that FC, it would have been a lot closer than we would have imagined. Then Iris probably would have liked that to have gone. And I think HD1 could give that chance for Rose. I think it's a very possible breakpoint opportunity for the Australians here on this HD1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just given the nature of these two teams and the fact that they are all tournament veterans, they are all some of the best in the OSU game as a whole, let alone just from their countries. Almost any map can be a breakpoint map. So, but I do agree with you. This one much more so, highly contestable for the Rose team here. So we'll get to see how this one goes. Do expect the exact same lineup here for Iris. Yep, Taquito, Decatur, and Ethan Trick's going to be your roster there. Emrak, Payuto, and Secret Box, again, going to be the Rose lineup. I believe these are the exact same matchups here from the previous hidden.
Yep, early misses come out from Decatur and Emrak, matching almost exactly on the same notes. Accuracies is going to favor Iris's side, but Taquito finds another miss, and now that combo lead is going to give the score lead over to the side of Rose. Not quite.
Yeah, just a very slight advantage still for Iris, but I mean, this is early goings on this map, and it really hasn't quite settled down yet. As far as for like the intro. So as the map does get a little bit more difficult as we progress through it, misses will be more bountiful, I feel like.
Yep, and it seems that Taquito's early miss was a banjo break. The advantage is still going to be on the side of Iris, but as I see that the Caden finds another miss, and there goes the combo advantage that they were holding evenly, but Puyi2 finds that miss as well as a trade. Now it's 1 FCs to 1 FC and a recovery. It's going to be 33k for the side of Iris, but that is a score lead that is incredibly fragile. Any misses from any of these players can easily be the cause for that score lead to fly right over to the other side. And as I say that, a secret box finds the chain miss on that flowing pattern. This the advantage for Team Iris is just going to fly right past 100k and keep going.
Yeah, I mean, right now, with those misses that continue to come through from Rose, unfortunately, they have lost their final FC, which was on Secret Box. Now, Emmerich is on a very strong recovery, but the fact still stands, you still have 2 FCs on the side of Iris going into the final third of the map, and everybody hitting that pattern right before that stream where unfortunately Puyi2 missed on. It's kind of insane. The fact that these combos are still holding and it's 350,000 points in favor of Iris is just ridiculous.
Yeah, Emmerich trying their very darn best to hold off the onslaught that is the United States rosters, but Taquito and Ethentrix just holding on 1400 combo and keep on going. The Caden finding a miss, but that does not matter as the two hand in hand holding on to that FC 98 and 99 respectively. Ethentrix and Taquito, are they going to be able to close this out? And it seems like not quite. The map is slowing down. The very ending of the map, 1600 combo and rising. No more much diff spikes left, and that is going to be a double FC from the side of Iris. An incredibly well played map by them. Almost 1 million scores.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is going to be said multiple times throughout the rest of this match. These players are just so good. And like the scores that they get are just so unreal. And to see them do it consistently in match, just outside of practice, is like even crazier. So yeah, like these scores coming through from Taquito and Ethentrix are quite incredible. Emmerich on that reverse choke as well is worth mentioning. But yeah, Secret Box and Puyi2 just struggling a little bit. Unfortunately, Decaton as well. Also, 500k, the score capped by missing around the middle mark and then finding a couple more misses. But yeah, like these players are just too good, man. Now, fortunately for Rose, there's no more hiddens left to pick. If Iris wants to continue playing the hidden mod, they are going to have to be playing some of those free mods. And we do actually get to see some more bans coming through here. So I would actually expect something like what is the anti-mod ban come through from Rose on that free mod 2, which I believe it is. Yes, the CS5 AR8 map. Just simply because that's the kind of thing that Iris should be good at. Now for Iris, the speed picks are kind of gone in terms of the double time pool, and so I'm not fully sure exactly what they do want to ban out. Maybe something like the free mod 3 could be a solid ban from them.
Certainly, that is going to be relatively fast, 246, and it's going to feature a lot of those bursty elements. Of course, all of this, most of the stamina picks in this pool left have been banned out already. Everything that's left in DT is going to be either something ulti, which I would honestly say Iris could even pick into, or something that's more aim-based, and that's, I think, a bit of a 50-50 comparing these two teams. So Fremont could be a good ban for them.
Yeah, we did see that free mod 2 ban come out as predicted from Rose, and actually just going to be a DT1 ban. So, really just recognizing like mechanics are quite strong on the side of Rose, and Yeah, it's not necessarily speed or stamina, but it is still a high skill cap double time pick that I think Rose probably would have ended up picking eventually had it been left open. So good bans, I think, from both of these sides. And now, with that hidden one being Iris's point and their pick, we do get to see where Rose will choose to go next. I don't actually think you go into the DT4. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad pick necessarily, but it is much more gimmicky than any of the other DTs. I would more so expect them to probably just break into either the free mods or the no mods pool. Specifically, maybe something like that No Mod 1 could actually be pretty good for them. Yeah, it's consistency, but like these players eat that up for breakfast, and I do quite like the consistency on Rose more than I do for Iris, especially considering, you know, we still have yet to see Rectigon.
They also do have the rest of that HR pool happening, and if Rectigon is, as you said, possibly missing from Iris, but regardless, Nomad 4 has been picked.
No, you're good. I was laughing at the Twitch chat.
And Nomad 4 is going to be, I believe, CS 6.3 precision control.
Yes. Yeah, this is not like the tech pick here. The tech pick would be much more in favor of that Nomad 3 custom by Oat Milk, which, hey, is still available. Oat Milk, I know you're out there somewhere. We're praying for you, man. But this Nomad 4, yeah, precision. It is CS 6.3, and it is also just uncomfortable. Asian style mapping. It's a Calumet map. Which earlier today, when I was joining Pez in the casting booth to, you know, sight read the next week's pool for the showcase, we saw that hidden 3 as a Calumet map, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the only Calumet map I know. Well, no, that was just a lie, because this pool, surprise, surprise, also has Calumet in it. So it's a really cool map, but it is kind of aim heavy, all things considered, especially with it being that precision.
Yeah, I'm looking at Rose's picks here, HD2 and Fremont 2. They went for that gimmick ban, yet they picked into something a bit more gimmicky despite banning out those lower AR gimmicks. Obviously, this is a different style of gimmick, AR 9.2 and higher CS rather than a lower AR anti-mod or just a lower AR hidden map. But nonetheless, it seems they are comfortable, and this map is going to be extremely heavy on that aim department.
I'm excited to see who exactly is going to be in for this. I do expect Taquito plus Decaton for Iris, and then probably Ethan Tricks as well. Yeah, we do see him in the lobby. That was what I was laughing at in the chat. I think Ethan Trick said something like, they gotta let me spread my wings and fly, man. That's it for me. And then they picked the Nomad 4, and he's like, oh wait, I'm playing. it was pretty good. For 37AMCLOVERS, I do think we actually will be seeing a switch in potentially. Nope, never mind. Zentex, MREC, Secret Box, gonna be your lineup for them. Oh, wait a minute. Do you see what I see at the bottom right?
Oh my god, it is Rectigon, baby. He is not missing. We do see our one of the key players come in for Team Iris here. Rectigon is here. He is not missing. And he is here to cook on this Nomad 4. Precision aim pick of the pool. Early advantage is going to go towards the side of Rose, but with that miss from Zintex, the score lead might come back, but it is traded out by Taquito.
Something also worth mentioning is, yeah, we've talked a lot about Rectigon not being in the lobby a lot, but also Treyarch, I do believe, is having computer issues, so this is now legitimately a 4v5.
Well, that's not looking too great for Rose, but despite that, on this map, it's looking great for them. A full combo reset on that wide angle pattern, and the score lead is going to hold at 150k almost.
You're gonna need to see these combos continue to start building back up for these players, though. Gonna be more misses coming through here on this slow section. Despite being slow, it's still very easy to miss aim. Rectigon gonna be struggling a little bit here. Accuracy-wise, I mean, Ethan Trick's down at that 89% is not that great for Iris, and especially now with those misses, unfortunately, is gonna be continuing to give the score over the way of Rose.
Yeah, but of course, not all hope is lost. Taquito is still holding on to that great recovery combo. Matched by a secret box, though. Rectigon is trying to match Emmerich recovery, but Emmerich is just ahead. But that is a miss coming out from almost every single person in the lobby, and that is the last person to hold. Taquito is gone, and the score lead is once again going to hold still at 185,000, but as the map is coming to a close, this does seem to have been a good pick for Rose. Closing it out once again, 3-2, 200k score lead at the end of this map.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the roughest pick that we will get to see in this whole match between these two teams. Still a great pick for Rose, but I think it's probably worth considering that this was just a low roll from like everybody in the lobby. Maybe outside of like 500Ks here from like Taquito and Secret Box, but like still like these are some difficult maps that these players are playing, and the scores in this map specifically across everybody has been a lot higher so far throughout this match on all the other picks. So maybe just one little hiccup there, but either way, I mean, hiccups, they don't really matter if you're getting the point here. And Rose, that was their pick. They did get the point, and so far nothing weird has gone on here. Aquatic, it's been straight picks for both of these two teams. No breakpoints to be seen just yet. So at this rate, I mean, something's gonna give eventually. I'm just not sure what and when. The whole Hard Rock pool completely untouched still. The free mod 2 was banned, but we still haven't seen any of the other free mods, and here we go. As I'm saying that, we do finally get to see one played out, and it's going to be that free mod 4. And I think that for Iris, they were probably just waiting for Rectigon to be available to play before picking into the free mods. They are such a strong free mod team. Or I guess I should say force mod, because like all the players are required to take a mod, but Rectigon is like the Hard Rock player for Iris, so to not have him in means you don't really want to play any free mods.
Yep. Free mod 4 is going to be one of our originals this week by a lot. It's going to be unfortunately I'm not going to be able to pronounce that song name, but it is going to be an original by Log. And it's going to feature a lot of those float tech elements at 180 BPM. A very comfortable BPM once again. But of course, being tech, we've seen three tech maps being picked out by Iris so far, and they're going to continue that streak with that they've been building with the HD3 and HD1 pick, with yet another relatively techy pick. And let's see how they play.
Yeah, this one is oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry. They do have the Rectigon on that HR, of course, this time. So even though they don't have that full HD, they still have the Rectigon HR.
I was just gonna say, this one mapped by Type 4. Of course, you can find all of the credits for everybody who helped take part in all of the originals in the beatmap descriptions. By going to the OSA website and just scrolling down a little bit. But yeah, shoutouts to everybody who has worked on all of the originals throughout this tournament. Again, you already mentioned it, but big thanks to Log for this original song here for the Resurrection Cup. And I do believe you just pronounce it Thank You for Raving. It's going to be the name of the song.
That is correct. I could not read.
No, it's okay. It's like it's got some leet talk, like 1337, you know.
Certainly so.
What? Either way, GLHS coming out here, Aquatic. We're going to get underway with map number 6 very, very shortly. Ethan Tricks in the lobby. So, hey, man, your wings, I think they are spread. Now, all you have to do is fly. It's going to be Ethan Tricks, Decaton, and Taquito. And for this one, no Rectigon, notably. Maybe not just warmed up for it, but, you know, Decaton, still a phenomenal Hard Rock player as well. So this is not necessarily a downgrade by any means. But yeah, Taquito and Ethan Tricks going to be on the hiddens. On the other side, you've got Emrek on the hidden with Secret Box, and Zentek's going to be the Hard Rock player for Rose.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Emrek on the hidden is just that he is a lot more consistent on hidden compared to the Hard Rock. And I bet they're betting on an Emrek high roll here on this map to be able to match out one of Iris's high rolls. But as we get right into this Ki, Zintex is going to find a break right before the Ki drops, and that's going to give the advantage over to the side of Iris. 30k score and rising accuracy department is going to favor Iris significantly. Ethentrix V3 still holding on to that SS, and Decaton and Taquito also not falling far behind at high 99s all around. A Secret Box matching that SS, yet finding that miss right at the end of that Ki. Ethentrix still holding onto this FC, as well as his teammates Decaton and Taquito. It's now 1 FC's 2-3. Emmerich, the last one to hold on the side of Rose, but there's still half the map left. There's still a lot of opportunities to make mistakes for the side of Iris. Ethentrix finally dropping that SS, but the combo and the score lead is already on their side.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's look at the facts here. Zintex still on 96.8 accuracy. It's like crazy still on the Hard Rock, but Decaton on 99.3 is even crazier. And the fact is, these patterns are so hard, Aquatic. They're just not missing. Finally, we get to see a break come through from Iris, but I mean, the damage might have already been done. Potentially, it's 200,000 points. Actually, no, I take that back. There's half the map left to be played.
Yeah, there's still half the map to be played. You said it, certainly, Liliana. A Secret Box holding up their side of the bargain, still holding on to a good recovery, but the overall advantage is just for the side of Iris. I mean, if you just look at the accuracies on Taquito and Ethentrix, it's just outclassing whatever Rose can throw at them. Unfortunately, the combo is just not there for Rose to be able to come back here. Despite the HDs being able to hold on to that accuracy, the HR accuracy is just winning on the side of Decaton by a whole 2%, and 2 FCs is obviously better than 1 and a recovery of, right? Still one last Ki to go though.
Yeah, these cut streams do get quite nasty on the ending though, so this is actually still comebackable. If Rose holds and these misses come through on the side of Iris.
And as we were saying that, Taquito finds that chain miss, and Ethentrix drops as well! A Secret Box, and Emmerich has his chance. Is there enough time left in the map for this comeback to happen? 150k, 130k, already dropping to the 5-digit ranges. The map is closing out, but Emmerich finds a miss as A Secret Box, the last one to hold, and I don't know if there is enough capacity left in the map for that comeback to be possible, and there is not. Despite the ending misses from Taquito and Ethentrix, Iris is able to close this map out by the skin of their teeth, I would even say.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was only saying that it was comebackable if those misses happened, and they did happen. However, they needed both Emmerich and Secret Box's scores to hold, and unfortunately, Emmerich, I think, found like 2 misses at the very, very end of the map. It's very, very unfortunate. Had Emmerich held, that actually would have just been the point for Rose. Yeah, Decaton did actually come clutch with the combo at the very end, ended up comboing like that whole end section. And so I do think that did help quite a bit here in keeping that score safely on the side of Iris. But I mean, that was a very, very stressful pick to just barely be able to get of your own here for Iris. But hey, a point is a point, and we are once more tied up 3-3. Still no breakpoints, Aquatic.
Yep. Both of these teams are holding on to their points, and scores is being tied up neck and neck, 3-3 right now. But of course, it's one of these it's when you're getting into these tied situations where you're slowly creeping up to that match point territory, where any of these breakpoints start to become incredibly valuable for the team that gets them. And I mean, I don't think either of these teams are starting to run out of picks.
Aquatic. Oh goodness, we were talking about this map before the stream, Aquatic, but it's Dragon Ball Rap. This is like probably the most meme map to put in a pool ever, but it is so fire. Like, and meme in a good way, right? It's not like it's a bad map, but it is a map, and it is just aim. It is all aim, and we're in the free mod pool where mods are forced, and so somebody is gonna have to be a trooper on the hard rock there for this one. I think Hidden will probably do a fair bit better, but yeah, like when I say this map is just aim, I mean it. It is just aim. There's no nuance there.
Yeah, this map is gonna have just that super high BPM. Well, not super high, but quite high BPM snap aim. Just for the entirety of the 2 minutes of drain time that it is, I believe. AR at 9.8, not quite at that 10 mark just yet, but once you put on that HR, it certainly will be.
I mean, I'm just pumped because one, this map's in the pool, but two, like, we're just picking it between like what are quite literally some of the best tournament players currently in our generation, and we're just picking it here, and it's not like we're picking it for fun. Like, it's still gonna be a good pick, I think, for Rose, but it is just aim, and at the end of the day, you know, you can miss aim and just find a singular miss, and that might cap your score depending on where you get it. So really important to hold on to the combo here. I think accuracy is not really gonna matter that much.
Yeah, I wonder if this map is going to be once again that battle between the HR players. This map isn't particularly HR disfavored, given that the CS is at 3. It's quite a large CS on no mod, and once you put on that HR, it doesn't increase to like a precision point, and perhaps it's still just, it's gonna be more of a consistency HR battle between the HR players. And then, obviously, hoping that the HD players are able to hold on this map.
Yep, I do still think that it is more Hidden favored, just given the nature of it. But yeah, you know, it really just comes down to comfortability here. We do see some GLHFs happening, ref asking for the players to ready up because, yeah, we got to get this going. You know, it's been back and forth, and at this rate, we might just see all the picks go through to a tiebreaker, but that is left to be written in script. We'll see how this one plays out. Free mod 1, map number 7 here, picked by Rose.
Here we go onto this free mod 1. Early misses already coming out from the HR players. Zintex and Decaden trading out misses very, very early on. But that is not going to give a significant advantage to either teams, really. Taquito finding that miss is going to be pretty crucial for this early advantage for the side of team 37AMCLOVERS. 30k score lead and rising off of that minor combo advantage, and given that how short this map is, these misses early on is going to matter a lot, especially with Eccentrix dropping that last FC on the side of Iris. Zintex trades, but there's just not enough matching combos to be able to match A Secret Box and Emrek's FC so far. both of which were holding SSs before just now. A Secret Bot finds a miss, but Emmerich is still holding on. No combos at all. Decayden finding another miss. Ethintrix, the last recovery combo remaining, drops as well. There's just no one in the lobby at all to match Emmerich's score. And that's going to be already a 300k score lead when we're only 2/3 of the way through this map.
Yeah, just given where all the misses have happened for all the players that have dropped combos, even if Iris did bring back all of their combos together, their scores are pretty capped, unfortunately. And so, yeah, Emmerich is doing Emmerich things, but, you know, had a miss come through from Emmerich, it still would have been the point for Rose.
Yes, but as the map closes out, Emmerich unfortunately finding those few misses, unable to close out the FC or the SS. But yeah, I believe that is definitely going to be the point as the map closes out. 480k score lead for Rose's side. A very convincing point once more for the Australian roster here. I've noticed a pattern here throughout this match, Liliana, is that every time Iris has gone for a pick, it's always been almost a little bit iffy, you know? Like, it's never been, I think, outside of HD1, there hasn't been a map where it's like Iris incredibly dominantly stomped on Rose's scores. While on the other hand, you have like DT2 and DT3 where they almost won by near like over 500,000 score. And I'm wondering if this is like even though the score lead is very, very much tied up right now, I'm wondering if this like more close matchups on Iris's picks is gonna be scary for them later on when the nerves are starting to build up and when any breakpoint is incredibly important and scary to get.
Hard to say, but I do agree with you. Yeah, it's been like very close points here for Iris so far outside of, as you mentioned, that hidden one. It was a very decisive point, and I think decisive is the word here that we're looking for. Rose has had quite a few decisive points, whether it was the DT3, the DT2, or just now that Fremont one. Rose has looked quite a bit more solid as far as like their overall team scores happening versus Iris, but still, you know, it's hard to say because these players are so good at what they do. And I think for Iris, they have just been picking into their strengths, being in the hidden pool and now the Fremont pool, and we're going into the Hard Rock. And I do think that this is just them saying, hey guys, Rectigon's warmed up. We're going to put Rectigon back in and we are going to play some Hard Rock. And now I do wonder how this is actually going to go because this map's kind of ridiculous. It's alt. It is quite a bit of alt, but it's got like some silly patterns happening in it, and the song is kind of maybe giving you a bit of an idea of how it goes. It's a lot of switch ups on this one, so I am interested to see how the players fare on this map. So hopefully we do get to see this one starting pretty soon, but yeah, I mean, I do expect this is just going to be Rectigon, Window Life most likely coming in here, and either Takedo or Decayden on third, probably Decayden, and then actually no, I don't think it would be Window Life. I think it is going to be, no, it is Window Life. Okay, well, we see them in chat. And then for 37AMCLOVERS, you have Emmerich, you have Zintex, and most likely Secret Box. And I do believe those are the lineups as predicted.
And here we go. HR3. I'm gonna hope that is a Bancho miss because I just saw some incredibly scary things coming from the top two players in the lobby right now. Rectigon and a Secret Boss, it seems they were Bancho misses. However, Window Life does find that early miss though. This map does have a pretty short drain time of just over 2 minutes once again, so these early misses are going to be somewhat impactful. It's going to be 3 FCs to 2.
Yeah, those were real misses at the start. The intro pattern is quite brutal, and we do see some more misses come through here. Rectigon and Syntax going to be trading, but look at the accuracies here for these two players that traded. 93% on Rectigon versus the 96 on Syntax, almost 97. And so right now, it is going to be 80,000 points in favor of Rose, despite the early break from Box. And so, actually, was that a real? I don't even know at this point. I genuinely don't even know. I saw misses happen.
Oh, and there goes Window Life's combo, but it's traded out by a Secret Bot. The Caden finding another miss, though. And now it's MREC holding the lone SC once again in the lobby. Rectigon dropping their recovery as well. Now Syntax recovery is going to be important in this match as well. Remember, this is Iris's pick, and right now we're 3/4 of the way through this HR3, and Rose just looking incredibly strong right now.
Off the back of MREC, who is putting in quite a bit of heavy work. I was going to say Syntax does have a fantastic recovery going as well, but did unfortunately find the miss. But yeah, I mean, 600,000 points, and more than likely going to be a bit more than that when all is said and done here. This score from MREC is quite disgusting to be able to secure the first breakpoint of this match.
Yep, and that is going to bring Rose to match point, if I'm not mistaken. 5-3, and the pressure is on for Iris. They have to get another breakpoint back, as well as win their own pick to match that 5-point match point now that Rose is holding. And as I was saying earlier, I think this might be that late game pressure that was building up, and the fact that all the points they've been getting have been very, very close. One pop-off score from MREC, and a breakpoint is here.
Yeah, breakpoint indeed. And now Iris in a bit of a tricky situation, because this is Rose's final pick, and the fact is they are at that match point. One more win on a map will secure the victory, sending them into the final stage in the winner's bracket. Iris, they need to win this breakpoint here. They need to win Rose's next pick, which I do imagine is probably going to be in that no-mod pool. And even then, they still have to win on their own next pick. If that does happen, and the tiebreaker is kind of crazy. I actually just don't know who wins that, genuinely.
Tiebreaker is incredibly hard, but that is a story for later. Right now, we have to see whether or not Iris can clutch up this match point deficit on top of Rose's pick as well.
Listen, man, just put the No-Mod 3 in the bag for oat milk's sake. His heart's gonna like explode if we don't get to see this.
No.
Okay, there's still a chance if Iris wins this.
Yes.
Do not give up hope.
So.
But the Hard Rock 2 is gonna be picked, which is also, by the way, a custom, I believe. Or no, it is not. Never mind. That's the Hard Rock one. Well, have we seen any originals? We saw the 3x4.
3x4, yes.
Yeah. So there's still a chance for one of the other two originals to be picked, or the custom on that No-Mod 3. If this point goes the way of Iris, but you know, that's still gonna be a bit tough. We saw what just happened on that Hard Rock 3 from Rose, and so picking into Hard Rock once more here on this precision map, which is quite difficult, if you ask me. It is going to be more or less a consistency map. I know it sounds quite techy, but realistically it's like 5-note bursts, DMB, and so it is still going to be quite accessible for all these players. But I think Iris, you know, out of anything so far from Rose's picks, this is probably the best chance they have to get a breakpoint.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at No-Mod 4 earlier, a similar precision control map, I would say. It was just so dominant. It was just such a dominant performance from Rose on that No-Mod 4, and HR2 still of a similar ballpark of skill sets. it's gonna be hard. Iris needs to really lock in and pull off some amazing scores for this comeback to be doable. Of course, of which they're very capable of doing.
Definitely capable. But it is do or die now here, as do I see Treyarch in the lobby? Hey, I know a lot of people were asking for this wish to happen to come true, and I do spy with my little eyes here Treyarch in the lobby here for Rose. So things just got really interesting here in this match. If it wasn't interesting enough the moment that Rectigon came back, now we do have all 5-man rosters for both teams. So this is gonna be a banger, I feel like, on the Hard Rock 2 for the final pick from Rose.
Good luck. Half funds have been sent out. It is do or die for Iris, the United States roster for OWC.
And there you have it. Treyarch coming in for the first time in this match seems to have the PC issues resolved. Going to be surrounded by Emrek and Secret Box for Rose's team. Window Life, Rectigon, Decaton going to be your lineup over on the side of Iris.
A Secret Box finding that first miss. The entire lobby is mostly holding Treyarch, matching that miss from a Secret Box earlier actually, but as we get into these first flow aim patterns, the first one to fall is going to be Window Life, traded out by Treyarch. Combo advantage is going to be on the side of Iris though. However, Emrek, the standing bastion for Team Australia, is not fallen yet, and that just means someone's got to match him. Right now that is happening, but on a map as aim demanding as this and as precise as this, shit like misses anywhere can be found at pretty much any time.
Look at the combos though right now for in the side of Rose. They're down 2 major combos here. Window Life going to be dropping again, but that was the player who'd already found the misses, and 100,000 points has already started to build up here for Iris. Rose needs to see some more breaks on the side of Iris if they want to be able to swing the score lead back over at this point.
Oh, but the Caden finds that miss. Now it's only Rectigon left to be able to match Emrek's still holding FC. The accuracies are on the side of Emrek compared to Rectigon by just 0.4%. This is the combo that is going to matter right now. Score lead is going to halt still at 120k, given that no one has a significant combo advantage right now. Treyarch finds another miss, but they didn't have a significant recovery combo that they were holding at the time, but Rectigon, the last combo remaining for Iris, is gone, and now it's Emrek's showtime.
For Iris to be able to win this point now, it solely relies on Emrek missing, and oh my god, no, but it's a triple break from Iris. All 3 players find the miss, and Secret Box holds.
The Secret Box recovery combo is going to be the key to bring the score lead back over, but there's still enough time. If Secret Box finds a miss on these ending wiggle streams, there is still a possibility, but that's 50k score lead and rising off of Secret Box's 800 recovery.
The map is coming to a close faster than we might have wanted it to. I think the match is coming to a close here. Secret Box gets it done where Emrek fell. Secret Box holds the torch here for Rose to secure the final point. Won't get the FC, but damage is done. Or excuse me, won't get the combo in the end, but the damage is done. And Rose win out on their own pick. 6-3 is the final score here. Iris will not be getting another shot here on another pick. That is going to be the match, and that is going to close it out for the semifinals stage here in Resurrection Cup 2026. Unfortunate the way things ended up going, but hey, we got some excitement that happened throughout this match with both Rectigon making an appearance after not being in for like 4 maps, and then the final Treyarch appearance at the very, very last pick of the match in order to get the final point to win that one. It was fun to be able to watch, and I hope you guys did have fun watching it now, as we are going to be wrapping up the semifinals weekend, as I said. So there will be finals matches, and it's not over for this Team Slushy. They do just drop down to the losers bracket, but moving forward into the finals, winners side, it's going to be 37AMCLOVERS.
Their top 3 placements, the Australian roster is looking incredibly strong this year. AC Box, MREC, and Zintex, Treyarch, Puyo 2, all performing incredibly well in this match. And again, I'm very excited to see how they perform in the finals and grand finals weekends.
That's going to do it for us, though. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and hope you all have a good night or morning, wherever you're at. I know it's a late one for a lot of people, so take care, and shoutouts to Aquatic for joining me in the casting booth, and Pitsort, of course, legendary streamer, for staying up to stream this match. And yeah, we're going to get out of here. Take care, everybody.
Yep, thank you, Liliana, for being my co-cast, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.